And hello everyone, welcome to Invader's Weather and News Special Edition for August 20th, 2021, your 3 p.m. update on Hurricane Central Invader's Weather and News Special Edition. Today we'll be talking about Tropical Storm Henri updates as impacts towards the Northeast United States are increasingly being certain, and we'll be in an update on Hurricane Grace. Now, let's talk about the main headlines on Tropical Storm Henri. The new 2 p.m. update shows that the winds are at 70 miles winds right now. Pressure is at 994 millibars, is moving north-northwest at 6 miles or 5 knots. Here's the latest updates on Tropical Storm Henri. So you can see the cone here still has strengthened to 70-mile winds right now. Tropical Storm Henri will be a hurricane by Saturday and will make a rare landfall in New York, Rhode Island, or Massachusetts by Sunday, according to the National Hurricane Center. You can see on the cone map right here, it's listed right in this area. So the risk of storm surge, wind, and rain impacts in portions of southern New England and eastern Long Island are increasing, according to the National Hurricane Center. So this might be a direct landfall, as a hurricane means the worst winds will make it onshore. Forecast models Friday morning are in better agreement than they were 2 days ago. But there is still some mystery concerning Henry's path, intensity, and effects too early next week. So, given the still present uncertainties in Henry's future track and intensity and the hazards that the storm may cause, storm surge and hurricane watches are now being issued for portions of Long Island, Connecticut, and Rhode Island in southern Massachusetts. The hurricane watch is in this pink right here, and there's that yellow right there is tropical storm watch. According to the National Hurricane Center, a hurricane watch means that hurricane conditions are possible within the watch area. The watch is typically issued 48 hours before the anticipated first occurrence of tropical storm force winds. Based on the new forecast, tropical storm force winds will be approaching the coast of southern New England in about 48 hours, according to the National Hurricane Center. Wind shear, the changing of wind speed, and the direction with height has been keeping Henry from strengthening from the past couple of days. From the past few days, that shear is expected to end today, allowing Tropical Storm Henry, to reach hurricane status by Saturday. So cooler waters near the coast. So in my last video we talked about the sea surface temperatures, how these SSTs were at 23 degrees Celsius. Cooler waters near the coast typically weakens a hurricane, but Henry is forecast to move fast enough, like kind of fast, that can move inland fast, and then it's gonna move inland pretty quickly for these cooler waters to not have much effect. So as the storm makes landfall, damaging winds and storm surge are the most significant threats. So by storm surge, I mean this storm surge right here, the peak storm surge forecast according to the National Hurricane Center. So keep in mind, tides will be astronomically high this weekend along both coasts, according to the National Weather Service in Boston. So, um, storm surge of 3 to 5 feet has been forecasted from Cape Cod Bay. A surge of 2 to 4 feet is expected from the coastline of Connecticut and New York, including Long Island, and 1 to 3 feet is forecast along the New Jersey coast down to Cape May. And a storm surge watch also has been issued. That means as a storm surge has also been issued for much of the region. A storm surge watch means there is a possibility of life-threatening in duration from rising water moving inland from the coastline. Heavy rainfall will also be a threat during the day, Sunday, and into the beginning of next week. Henry is forecast to produce rain of 2 to 5 inches over southern New England, with isolated maximum totals near 8 inches of rain. So, so that means storm surge, dangerous surf, coastal erosion, and heavy rain will continue to batter New England for days instead of hours. So it's going to be bad. So I suggest you get your plans ready, be prepared, because these things could get ugly with Henry. We could anticipate anywhere between 100,000 to 300,000 power outages could happen in this area, and people should be prepared. And please, if you're going to travel here, over the weekends, please do not to delay the trips or and do not travel here. But if you live in this area, please don't travel to this area as we expect dangerous conditions as it makes landfall on Sunday evening. So, Massachusetts residents to stay home Saturday night and remain there through Sunday, as Henry is expected to make potential landfall. So people should be aware of what's going on with Talk from Henry. They should have their plans ready, and please, please be aware of the threats with Henry. Here's the potential storm surge flooding. So this shows how much flooding is possible. So it's gonna be an intertidal zone here. In this area, it's just gonna be that. So nothing with storm surge. Storm surge won't be a big problem, but uh, it's mostly trust intertidal. So yes, and some of them are saying greater than 1 feet above ground in some areas when it makes landfall. You can see the blues right here, greater than 1 feet above ground. Then we move up around here. So yeah, and some of them are saying greater greater than 3 feet above ground are the yellows. So you're in those areas, see, and they're blues here, and the blues it will say here, it will be highlighted right here. So just be aware of the storm surge flooding as well. If you're along the coastlines, you should have a plan ready and be prepared for any changes. So here's the earliest reasonable arrival time of tropical storm force winds. Here's the most likely time right here. Um, then according to National Hurricane Center, expected landfall as it moves inland near Rhode Island here is going to be expected at 8 p.m. Sunday. So I made a mistake saying 8 to 10 a.m. Yes, last video was 8 p.m. Sunday. I said 8, but when it nears in this area, it's gonna be 8 a.m. Sunday. So winds storm surge will start to be felt in this area. So my bad if I mistakenly said the wrong thing, but hopefully you guys get the main idea. Flash flooding potential is a slight risk in this area. So you're in this yellow area, you expect about 2 to 5 feet of flooding, flash flooding potential in this area. 2 to 5 inches will fall in this slight risk area as Tropical Storm Henry or Hurricane Henry will make landfall in the next 48 hours in southern New England. You should have a plan mobilized and prepared as Tropical Storm Henry nears that area. So everyone should if you live in this area, I suggest people should prepare now and have plans ready because things could get really ugly from here. So I suggest to prepare now. So Trustrum Henry is like uh, about a few miles far from the Carolina coast here, strengthening in the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico of the North Atlantic Ocean, strengthening in the warm waters of the North Atlantic Ocean here. Then we got Hurricane Grace in the Gulf of Mexico. Hurricane warnings right now. 90-mile winds, 979 millibars right here with the 1 p.m. CDC update. Moving west at 10 miles right now. So here's the key messages here. The warning cone static. So this has strengthened to 90 miles here, as you can see. And we got the wind speed probabilities right here. And the earliest reasonable arrival time is here. Then the most likely arrival time of tropical force winds. Your key messages here. Then you got your Spanish key messages if you want to read that. If for anyone who knows anyone from Mexico, they should be aware of Hurricane Grace. You can share this video to them too. Yeah, it's gonna make landfall soon. In a few hours by Friday evening, Hurricane Grace will make landfall. There's another disturbance here, 20%, 20% here through 5 days or low. So let's talk more about Tropical Henry here. As you can see on this satellite imagery, this IR loop here, you can see it's strengthening in the warm waters of the Atlantic Ocean here. Here are the aircraft recons. About this one is finished here. They're getting the data for the next update here. We'll get more information on Henry. So this mission is finished. This one into Grace here. This one is still in progress with Henry here. So one mission is still in progress. And on Hurricane Grace, not a lot with Hurricane Grace. It's starting to move closer to the mainland Mexico coastline here, mainland Mexico as it's strengthening in the Gulf of Mexico. You can see on the satellite imagery, you can see how big those grayish clouds are getting in there. Here, the global plus hurricane model track guidance here. Still expected to project its path the same. The intensity guidance will is still the same. So most of the models track intensity guidance will say category 1, then go back down to tropical storm when it makes landfall. So now let's talk more about tropical storm Henri, which is one concern we want to focus on. So plus global plus hurricane model track guidance now clear. It will make landfall generally and towards the northeast United States. So, anyone who lives near the northeast United States and path of this, they should have a plan ready. They should be prepared, have supplies ready, just in case for power outages, because expected 100 to 300,000 power outages are expected in southern New England in this area as tropical storm Henri or Hurricane Henri. The next will strength to Hurricane Henri as it makes landfall. So much of the models are indicating potential landfall and plans must be mobilized and be done by tomorrow. So it's likely all the models are saying category 1. It's likely. I have no doubt this will be. It won't strengthen. I have no doubt this will be a category 1. I am very serious. This will. All models are saying category 1 is very likely. A category 1 will strengthen to a category 1, and I feel in the next 24 hours here, and it's very 12 to 24 hours. Next 12 to 24 hours, we will be calling this tropical storm Henri to Hurricane Henri in the next 12 to 24 hours, according to all the spaghetti model intensity guidance. You can see all these model lines right here. They are all likely this will stay into category 1 level. So that's likely. So with tropical storm Henri. You see right there, that's Tropical Storm Henri. This is Hurricane Grace down there. But we want to talk more about um Tropical Storm Henri. So Tropical Storm Henri, as you can see, expect landfall. It's gonna be near the coast by 8 a.m. By 2 p.m. It will be moving inland. This is the GFS model run according to this. It's gonna be moving inland by 2 p.m. August 22nd, Sunday, August 22nd, the upcoming Sunday. This Sunday right here, if you can see my calendar on there, will be on the upcoming Sunday. It will make a landfall just over Rhode Island here near Massachusetts, New York, or Rhode Island. It's gonna make landfall between New York, Massachusetts, and maybe parts of Rhode Island here. They are in path with Tropical Storm Henri, or soon to be hurricane, if you want to call it that way. Rainfall totals. We want to talk more about that. So rainfall totals here. I'm gonna load that up here. Expect rainfall totals possibility up to 5 inches of rain. So between 2 to 5 inches of rain is possible in this area. Most likely 5 inches of rain, maybe up to 6 inches of rain is possible with Tropical Storm Henri or Hurricane Henri. Expect 75-mile winds at landfall. 75-mile winds at landfall with Tropical Storm Henri as it makes landfall when it nears the coast here. So warning slash code interactive map is indicating that this thing is gonna strengthen, and by the time it gets near the coast, it's expected to be 75-mile winds, wind gusts up to 90 miles, wind gusts up to 90 miles when it nears the coast. By the time it moves inland here, the center moves inland, it's gonna be at 70 miles as it back down to tropical storm level or 85-mile wind gusts. So yeah, it's gonna strengthen, but the peak intensity is down here, where it's gonna peak intensity up to 85 miles. That's the peak intensity of this. And there could be some rip currents along the coast as Henri will be nearing these states here along the southern New England area, and they should have their planes mobilized and prepared as Tropical Storm Henri nears. You can see right here there's storm surge watches in this area, and it's certain this is gonna get very concerning as we continue through the a few hours and days ahead. So that's all for Invader's weather news 3 p.m. update for August 20th, 2021. Hopefully I can get another update later out in the next hour, in a few hours or maybe tomorrow. and hopefully get more information on trucks from Henry for you, and hopefully you find this information useful. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share if you find our content useful, and be sure to consider hitting the notification bell down below and hit all notifications so you don't miss out on a new update on trucks from Henry, and maybe what other updates we have here on FS Rig News on your special edition of Invaders Winter News. I'm Yards Vader, Invader. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll get you another update in a few, hopefully soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay safe. Bye, guys.